by team, 6 by 6, and the presenting will be me and Hannah for you. Okay, so we have come up with our campaign for you. So we started with research to find out exactly what we're working with. And we did 2 surveys for moms and our Tipsy Crafters, and we also did an observational night for our Tipsy Crafters. And then from that, we developed a profile from them. So for these crafty moms, they're about 20 to 40, and they at least have a bachelor's degree. They're the ones that are super busy, but they're fun, modern, crafty moms. But they also have that kind of satirical humor with them, coming from like the Gen X generation. And we also found out from our Tipsy Crafter, which is a blend of also the crafty moms and also single women that are around the same age. They too are also very satirical, but they also want their social events envy, and they want something different. They want to do something that's more memorable and easier instead of having 50 canvases from like those tipsy art places. So we came up with your strengths and weaknesses and threats. One of the strengths is that you have such a high quality product and it's super unique. One of your opportunities is that it can start a new craft trend. Like usually some people like to create bound books or like to paint things. Like this could set up a really fun craft trend. But one of the weaknesses is that there's only so many coasters someone can technically have. But since you also have color and ornaments, we can like hit them with that as well and keep it fresh and keep it going. But also one of the threats is that there's a huge craft clutter. And so we have to figure out a way to really be unique and stand out from the crowd. So one of the problems is that since this is new, you really don't have a whole lot of internet presence and people don't really know what this is. So our big idea, a craft worth keeping. This kind of envelops all of our target audiences. They're kind of a little satirical, they're a little humorous. Craft worth keeping is kind of one of those things where it's a craft that you're really excited to keep. It's not your macaroni gift or those abstract paintings anymore. It's still sentimental, funny, but it keeps everyone excited about it. So our objectives to do that is that we want to create a website for you to not only help with online, but also store sales and also to create social buzz through social media and also drive not your consumers to online, but also to retail. So one of those will be our website. So we kind of give you a little look on that. The screenshot's also in your book as well. But we want to do more up-to-date, easy to understand, and have like a blog on that as well so people can go and get inspiration, go find things that they want to know. Another one is that we want to keep the color scheme more modern, a little bit more appealing to the adults, because that's who we're actually technically targeting, because you before have the wonderful rainbow arts, but we just need to tailor more to the parents because they're the ones that are ultimately buying it. And also here we also want to create videos. So we want to do like a mini web series so that they can identify with a group and they can kind of follow the story and be able to be super excited about it. So here the daughter gives her mom like this little cute little art, and she's like, the daughter's super excited, but the mom just was like, oh, it's pretty, it's a great gift, it's so beautiful, honey. So she's having mommy time, so she puts the artwork down, but then she has her mommy juice, so she's about to put it down, but it actually spills. She ruins it. And she realizes that she's had like all a bunch of flashbacks of all the gifts she accidentally did, so she goes and hides it. So the next day, her daughter makes her coaster. And then, same thing happens, but it's all good because it automatically soaks up everything and it's still in pristine condition. So then it's all good.
And then our next objective is we want to give your product buzz. And first thing we need to do that is establish your social media accounts. So we want to see CMC have great Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram accounts. And then from there, we can figure out how to use those platforms to get those videos out there. So with Facebook, a lot of bloggers use that as their kind of mini blog, and they are always up to date on that. So when we send these videos out on Facebook, we want to be tagging them and like saying, hey, check out this video, instead of emailing them that. Just we want to get our names up there with those bloggers so that if we need to ask them for something, whether they share it or not, at least our name will be in their heads. And then on Twitter, Twitter is so great for engaging with your audience. You can easily favorite or retweet. So when we send out those videos there, we want to generate traction with our hashtags, and then when we start getting feedback, start saying, hey, we're glad you like it, just engaging with everyone, and then that'll get brand loyalty, and that sort of social listening really resonates with our target market. And on YouTube, we want to make sure everything's easy to find there, because things can get lost in YouTube really easily. So just make sure it's organized and easy to find. So lastly, we want to get users to promote this product themselves, and this is my favorite part because it turns your audience into a community. We want them, it's like one thing to talk to your audience, but we want to hear from them and we want them talking to each other. So like on Facebook, we do like a fan of the month. We ask people to send in their coasters, like what did you do? And then maybe feature them in a quick post. And then same thing on Twitter, but you can be a little more creative and you can tweet out, what's the worst gift your kid's given you? We think we can help. And so that'll get people saying, oh, my kid got me a string, and just laugh about it, and it gets people saying like, maybe we should try out this Color My Coasters thing. And on Instagram, we want to focus more on the Tipsy Crafters because that is a platform that's really artsy and trendy. So we want people to share their wine nights there because I think that that's where they would like to do that. And then our last objective is drive in stores and online sales. And by doing that, we're just going to place your logo or the logos that carry CMC like on the website, put those press releases out that say we got into a place on our website, and just make sure they all know where to buy it after we've created all that buzz. And then we also want to advertise through appropriate online platforms, and we just mean figuring out the best way to advertise on social media. And each one offers a different way to advertise. So on Facebook, this is just based off of our recommendation and our research. The best way to advertise there is for exposure, and they charge you, you'll place a bid and you get charged that bid every 1,000 views of the ad. So, and I'll show you what that looks like on the budget in a little bit. And then on Twitter, we want to focus on engagement. So when you place that bid, you only get you have to pay that bid for every click, which is a favorite or a retweet or someone going to your website. We can go over that in more detail in a second, but and lastly, we want to promote during seasonal peak periods. And what we mean by that is there's obviously the Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas aspect we can get in seasonal displays there, but we would like to show you what the month of June could look like, just for like tweets. You set this content calendar up. This is just made up tweets that you might want to use. Like, there's other fun holidays like Flag Day, or National Iced Tea Day. It's National Iced Tea. Enjoy this minutes, and get a personalized coaster from there. And so you can just copy paste, see what your month of tweets is going to look like, so you're not worried about creating content, and you can just do that. So back to there, and then it'll look like this. Of course, you'll get tons of favorites and retweets on it, and then your budget breakdown. This is where I was telling you. This is our best recommendation off of research, but it's adjustable. Say our bid wants to be $5. And again, we're only spending not even half of our campaign budget, so these are all flexible and just going to be a trial and run that we can play with and just go as we see fit. Lastly, we just want to let you know that our bloggers and influencers that we keep talking about aren't just pulled out of thin air. These women right here really can align with Color My Coasters. They have the same message and the same sort of content, and we believe that they would be willing to share Color My Coasters on their blogs and build some sort of relationship. And they're all open to advertising, and they're willing to have our products sent to them. And so yeah, to work around. But
Thank you for your time. And any questions? So that's all of it.
So, I know the crayons were something that y'all wanted to kind of go away from, but that was like paint to me. It's the one thing that you can't put on our coasters. So we got to think about it as a marketable media. I mean, it's if they put paint on them, it won't work.
Okay, that's easy to work around with.
It'll wash off, in other words, if you put a cup on it, and all the paint will kind of just leak off. So it's something that we've got to kind
make
of
sure
stay in
we
line
do.
with.
Okay.
What is this going to be again?
Like a YouTube miniseries. So they're going to be like 2 to 5 minute like little mini episodes, and there'll be about.
We have a lot of episodes in mind. That was just one.
Okay.
Yeah, about like you kind of get really random crazy gifts or gifts that you have so many of, and so when your kid gives you the coaster and you get something new and different.
And that's what on the budget right here, the video actor, we just paid minimum wage and maybe like 2 hours a week, maybe just until this series was created, and that's what this number reflects right
And
here.
we also wanted to show you that how the YouTube ads, you have like 30 seconds right before your TV personnel or YouTube personality, that's going to be the most bang for your buck. Like we've only spent, how much did we spend for it? $70.
10 cents, and that's gives you 700 views, so you would only pay for the views. So say we wanted to, our goal was for this ad, we want like 1,000 views. we just go right here, and then it would, my computer froze. And it would change it to just be that amount.
Okay. Are you're just kind of struggling with that, aren't you? All right, okay. Getting busy.
Is there something that you did like about it?
Oh no, I love the flow to it. I think that, I love the ideas that go with the, I'm trying to absorb it all, it's kind of quick.
Yeah. 10 minutes is pretty quick, so that's why we have this time after so we can spend more. Are you talking about the big idea, the craft work keeping?
I love that. I think that's really that's a really great tagline. For one, my partners came up with this, a living memory thing, which I don't understand, but a craft worth keeping, I think is awesome. I like the bloggers deal. We recently hired somebody to do all of our social media, so we're paying her a lot of money to do it. But this will go to her. I mean, and she's redoing our website and everything else as well, so it all kind of ties in. So she's doing storyboards right now on Pinterest and everything else, so I think this is some good research for her. The packaging,
Are you wanting some more different streamline, different colors?
I'm gonna tell you what I do like. I really like, I don't understand what the arrows are doing, the we up.
It's,
For
we stand up. It's kind of like replacing words with emojicons, but that's something that you can easily change around and work around.
We,
No, it's
Hard.
just more like,
arrow goes before stand.
no, it's more like we stand up for, and then the arrows just kind of go with that.
We stand for
Stand for.
quality. I like that they make great gifts for everyone in your life, rather than going through grandparents.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we both right, and you're done. I like step 3. I don't like the front.
Okay.
I think it's really kind of bewitched looking. You know, the wording and all that. And it's I'm not probably this TV show like but I don't like the pastels at all. I think it goes away from what we're trying to get done.
Okay. So
It's got to be crayon. It needs to be crayon. We've got to push crayon. We've got to push Sharpie because we're going to do some joint ventures with them.
So you
too.
want more vibrant colors then?
And that's what Michael's wants as well. That's what Hobby Lobby wants as well. They both bought that concept.